basically I'm here to show you that if you really believe in yourself and you try to accomplish what you set out to do, you will do it no matter what other people say, even if they don't believe in you. I guess I'll give a little background about myself. When I was 12, my dad invited me to climb the tallest mountain in Antarctica. And I've always been, an adventurous kid, kind of an oddball. When I was 9, I snuck off to New Zealand and did my first tandem parachute. But basically, my parents' response wasn't that funny. But, my parents always climbed around the world, and I got to see, I've been to every continent, I've got to see a lot of the things happening. And after I did this climb, I really struggled. And a lot of people even suggested that I was setting myself up for failure trying to climb the tallest mountain in Antarctica when I was 12. But I really just kind of ignored everybody, believed in myself, and went forth. And I struggled, and it was hard. It didn't come easy, but I got to the top. And not many things worth doing in this world come easy. It's that simple. And after that, I went to most of the other continents, or all the other continents, and climbed the tallest mountain on every continent. But it was in Tanzania, Africa, that really affected my life the most, because I was hanging out with the local porters who were paid to help carry our gear. And hanging out with them, I didn't want to hang out with the adult climbers. These guys were having way more fun playing soccer and hacky sack. Great people, some of the best people I've ever met. And this one old guy, really wise, nice guy, was talking to me, and he said, "For now you're so full of life and energy, and you care about things, but when you're older, life will wear you down, and you'll just become like every other adult, and sort of forget about the things that make you who you are." So being, 14-year-old in Africa, I just said what any other 14-year-old would say. I'll never become like any adult, and I will care, and I'll become a good person when I'm older, blah, blah, blah. But then recently, on May 20th, 2009, I reached the top of Mount Everest with my dad. And by the way, my mom's climbed Mount Everest too. My family's just weird.
But he reached the top of Mount Everest.
Thank you. But I put a stop genocide, flag at the top to try to do my little part or whatever. It came out. She was very happy about what I said about him on the blog. But I got back down, we witnessed some huge avalanches, a lot of crazy stuff. And now thinking back about when I got down, I kind of thought back about the promise I made to that guy in Africa. How can I stand to go to school and do what I do and consider myself a good person when currently tons of women, children, men, just like me and you, are being struck down by bad people with bad intentions, and they really think they can get away with it, like we're not going to bring them justice, and our great nation of proud and free people isn't going to strike them down. I think enough people care, and I believe in a future without genocide, and I believe we are the future, and if enough people care to gather here to talk about this, change will happen, and it will be done, no matter what anybody says. I don't care if they say the next 10, 20 years. I don't care how long it takes, but we will make it so in the future, kids in Africa don't have to wake up wondering if they're going to die. They will have normal lives because we care. There are people who don't care, but we care, and that is enough to make the difference that we need. And on the video you're going to see is an avalanche that I witnessed right through, this isn't me filming, this is another team filming, but an avalanche I witnessed pretty big, and that's right where we climb. If we were there, we'd be dead. And that's just, it happens. Things like that happen. Now, watching that, when you're there, it kind of shocks you. This could happen. I could be dead the next time I go through that ice fall. It's a scary thought. But then you put yourself in the place of all those women and children and men who wake up and face fears 1,000 times worse than this. This would be a walk in the park for those people. And they don't have a voice because, some other people are controlling them. And they face every day thousands of times worse than anything I've ever been through. And we have the opportunity. We can make a difference. And the fact that, everybody in America doesn't care as much as you guys here is ridiculous. But I think it's just an awareness issue. If everybody was as aware and as educated as you guys are about the situation over in Darfur or around the world, then people would care. And they will care when we all get together. Because individually, we can make differences, sure. But as together, we are an unstoppable force, capable of anything. So I think this is a great start, and I think the future will be very successful. We can do it, whether you don't have to go to Africa to make a difference, whether you pick up your phone and text protect 90999, anything you do will make a difference. You can walk down, talk to somebody for 5 minutes, 5 seconds, tell them one thing that happened around the world, and that will change their lives. Believe it or not, every person in this room is capable of changing lives and making differences. Anybody. The second this conference is over, when you go back to your life, what you do, school, you have the opportunity to be great, to make differences, and we could change the world for the better. I have some pictures of Everest, the climb over there. Here's a little clicky thing. Oh, there's Everest on the top left. The jet stream kind of sits once in a while, and then that's the 200-mile-an-hour winds at the top when the jet stream sits, which is not that's me being, it's a very spiritual thing. Understanding these cultures, understanding cultures outside of our own, really opens your eyes, or at least it opened mine, and makes me realize